Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
A local branch of some fraternity or association. He joined the Atlanta chapter. An ecclesiastical assembly of the monks in a monastery or even of the canons of a church. Any distinct period in history or in a person's life. The Industrial Revolution opened a new chapter in British history. A series of related events forming an episode. A chapter of disasters. A subdivision of a written work, usually numbered and titled. He read a chapter every night before falling asleep. A formal association of people with similar interests. A formal association of people with similar interests. Provide housing for. A small, rustic, house used as a temporary shelter. Put, fix, force, or implant. Lodge a bullet in the table. Any of various Native American dwellings. File a formal charge against. A hotel providing overnight lodging for travelers. A formal association of people with similar interests. English physicist who studied electromagnetic radiation and was a pioneer of radiotelegraphy, 1851 to 1940. Be a lodger. Stay temporarily. Small house at the entrance to the grounds of a country mansion, usually occupied by a gatekeeper or gardener. Usually plural, the status or rank or office of a Christian clergyman in an ecclesiastical hierarchy. Assign a rank or rating to. A commercial document used to request someone to supply something in return for payment and providing specifications and quantities. IBM received an order for 100 computers. A group of person living under a religious rule. The Order of Saint Benedict. Give instructions to or direct somebody to do something with authority. She ordered him to do the shopping. Appoint to a clerical posts. Issue commands or orders for. A degree in a continuum of size or quantity. It was on the order of a mile. A condition of regular or proper arrangement. He put his desk in order. A body of rules followed by an assembly. A legally binding command or decision entered on the court record, as if issued by a court or judge. A friend in New Mexico said that the order caused no trouble out there. Arrange thoughts, ideas, temporal events. The act of putting things in a sequential arrangement. There were mistakes in the ordering of items on the list. A formal association of people with similar interests. Men from the fraternal order will staff the soup kitchen today. Logical or comprehensible arrangement of separate elements. We shall consider these questions in the inverse order of their presentation. Bring into conformity with rules or principles or usage. Impose regulations. Architecture. One of original three styles of Greek architecture distinguished by the type of column and entablature used or a style developed from the original three by the Romans. A request for something to be made, supplied, or served. I gave the waiter my order. Biology, taxonomic group containing one or more families. Bring order to or into. Established customary state, especially of society. Order ruled in the streets. Make a request for something. Order a work stoppage. often plural, a command given by a superior, e.g., a military or law enforcement officer, that must be obeyed. The British ships dropped anchor and waited for orders from London. Place in a certain order. Order the photos chronologically. Golf equipment used by a golfer to hit a golf ball. A team of professional baseball players who play and travel together. Each club played 6 home games with teams in its own division. A spot that is open late at night and that provides entertainment, as singers or dancers, as well as dancing and food and drink. The gossip columnist got his information by visiting nightclubs every night. Strike with a club or a bludgeon. A formal association of people with similar interests. He joined a golf club. A building that is occupied by a social club. The clubhouse needed a new roof. A playing card in the minor suit that has 1 or more black trefoils on it. He led a small club. Gather and spend time together. They always club together. Gather into a club like mass. Club hair. Stout stick that is larger at one end. He carried a club in self-defense. Unite with a common purpose. The 2 men clubbed together. The state of being with someone. He enjoyed the society of his friends. A formal association of people with similar interests. They formed a small lunch society. The fashionable elite. An extended social group having a distinctive cultural and economic organization. Decorate with, or as if with, gold leaf or liquid gold. A formal association of people with similar interests. The act of constructing something, as a piece of machinery. The social act of assembling. They demanded the right of assembly. A public facility to meet for open discussion. A group of machine parts that fit together to form a self-contained unit. A group of persons who are gathered together for a common purpose. A unit consisting of components that have been fitted together. Plan, organize, and carry out an event. The neighboring tribe staged an invasion. Perform, a play, especially on a stage. We are going to stage Othello. A specific identifiable position in a continuum or series or especially in a process. At what stage are the social sciences? Any distinct time period in a sequence of events. We are in a transitional stage in which many former ideas must be revised or rejected. A small platform on a microscope where the specimen is mounted for examination. A section or portion of a journey or course. Then we embarked on the second stage of our Caribbean cruise. A large coach and 4 formerly used to carry passengers and mail on regular routes between towns. We went out of town together by stage about 10 or 12 miles. A large platform on which people can stand and can be seen by an audience. He clambered up onto the stage and got the actors to help him into the box. Any scene regarded as a setting for exhibiting or doing something. All the world's a stage. The theater is a profession, usually, the stage. An early movie simply showed a long kiss by 2 actors of the contemporary stage. A particular point in the time of a cycle, measured from some arbitrary zero and expressed as an angle. Any distinct time period in a sequence of events. Physical chemistry. A distinct state of matter in a system. Matter that is identical in chemical composition and physical state and separated from other material by the phase boundary. The reaction occurs in the liquid phase of the system. Adjust so as to be in a synchronized condition. He phased the intake with the output of the machine. Arrange in phases or stages. Phase a withdrawal. Astronomy. The particular appearance of a body's state of illumination, especially one of the recurring shapes of the part of Earth's moon that is illuminated by the sun. The full phase of the moon. A part of a broadcast serial. Film consisting of a succession of related shots that develop a given subject in a movie. A brief section of a literary or dramatic work that forms part of a connected series. A happening that is distinctive in a series of related events. A self-contained part of a larger composition, written or musical. He always turns first to the business section. A specialized division of a large organization. She got a job in the historical section of the Treasury. The cutting of or into body tissues or organs, especially by a surgeon as part of an operation. Geometry. The area created by a plane cutting through a solid. One of the portions into which something is regarded as divided and which together constitute a whole. The finance section of the company. A small class of students who are part of a larger course but are taught separately. A graduate student taught sections for the professor's lecture course. Divide into segments. One of several parts or pieces that fit with others to constitute a whole object. A section of a fishing rod. A distinct region or subdivision of a territorial or political area or community or group of people. No section of the nation is more ardent than the South. A division of an orchestra containing all instruments of the same class. A land unit equal to 1 square mile. A segment of a citrus fruit. He ate a section of the orange. A small army unit usually having a special function. A small team of policemen working as part of a police platoon. A very thin slice, of tissue or mineral or other substance, for examination under a microscope. Sections from the left ventricle showed diseased tissue. A self-contained part of a larger composition, written or musical. A section of a section. A part of a part, i.e., a part of something already divided. A division of some larger or more complex organization. An area composed of subdivided lots. The act of subdividing. Division of something previously divided. A book prepared for use in schools or colleges. His economics textbook is in its 10th edition. The words of something written. There were more than 1,000 words of text. A passage from the Bible that is used as the subject of a sermon. The preacher chose a text from Psalms to introduce his sermon. The main body of a written work, as distinct from illustrations or footnotes, etc. Pictures made the text easier to understand. The words of something written. A social or business relationship. Many close associations with England. The process of bringing ideas or events together in memory or imagination. Conditioning is a form of learning by association. A formal organization of people or groups of people. A relation resulting from interaction or dependence. Flints were found in association with the prehistoric remains of the bear. Chemistry. Any process of combination, especially in solution, that depends on relatively weak chemical bonding. Ecology. A group of organisms, plants and animals, that live together in a certain geographical region and constitute a community with a few dominant species. The act of consorting with or joining with others. You cannot be convicted of criminal guilt by association. The state of being connected together as in memory or imagination. His association of his father with being beaten was too strong to break. A social club for male undergraduates. A social club for male undergraduates. People engaged in a particular occupation. The medical fraternity.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.